Do you ever get a prospect that says, is this a scam? Or, my friend told me that what you're doing is a scam or it's not real. If you ever get that type of an objection, once again, it depends on your industry. Come over here to my Vibe board. I'm going to show you how to easily get your prospect to overcome that concern rather than you trying to overcome it. Because why would you want to do all the work when you can get your prospects to do all the work? This is a really easy one. Now, depending on what you sell, like if you sell SaaS B2B, you're probably not going to have a company that says, is this a scam? All right? But you might be in an industry. It could be network marketing. It could be affiliate marketing. It could be business opportunities. It could be, maybe you sell Amazon education that teaches people how to, make money online with Amazon, or real estate education that teaches them how to invest in property so they can grow their wealth. There's a lot of different industries where you're going to get this. Sounds too good to be true, or is this a scam? So if they simply say, hey, is this a scam? You need to first find out what they even mean by scam. Okay, because most of you might just jump in and say, oh, it's not a scam because of, well, I don't even know what they mean. So I'm simply saying, oh, how do you mean? And then they're going to tell me, well, my friend, let's say in this example, well, how do you mean? How do you mean? A scam? Well, Jeremy, I was talking to my friend down at church, and Betty said that she got involved in one of these things 3 or 4 years ago, and she lost all of her money. Okay, now I know what she means by this. Okay, now I know because I asked what's called an NEPQ clarifying question. Then I'm going to say, oh, what did she actually try, just so I understand? Now look, concerned tone. Oh, what actually happened? See, I'm concerned. Why would I use a concerned tone here? I can't even spell here today for you spelling bee Nazis. You're going to make fun of me real quick. It's okay if you make fun of me because the YouTube video will go more viral. So I'm okay with that, even if you make fun of my 2 parts of my hair, because I know some of you are thinking it. I still love you. Oh, what actually happened, just so I understand. Remember, my tone is how the prospect interprets the intention behind why I'm asking the question. So if she feels I'm concerned, she's going to open up and tell me. I have to have that concern. Oh, what actually happened? Just so I understand. Now, they could tell me 65 different things. They could say, oh, let's say in this example, it's some affiliate marketing company that you sell for, or a network marketing company. That's a big industry we train as well, okay? And she might say, well, they got involved with XYZ company and they worked at it really hard for 6 months, but they didn't hardly make any money. Let's just say they said that. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that company. They have thousands of people involved in that. So if there's thousands involved in that, there must be quite a few that are successful for them to be that big of a company. What do you feel held your friend back from having success if there were others getting success in that company? You see what I'm doing here, okay? So see what I'm seeding in their mind, that maybe it's not the company that our friend was with, maybe it was the friend didn't learn how to do it. Now, that might not be the case. Maybe they really were a bad company and were horrible, but most of the time that's usually not the case, but sometimes it is. Oh yeah, I've heard of that company. It seems like they have thousands of people involved in that company, so there have to be some people, quite a few that are successful for them to be that big. What do you feel held your friend back from having results if other people were getting results from that? Now, here's the key word, feel. Don't say think, okay? Why do I want to say feel? Feel is emotional. Think is logical. Do human beings make decisions on emotion or logic? Emotions. I feel like getting a drink of water. I feel like writing this on the board. See, every decision you start to make starts with your emotional side of your brain, okay? So you want to use feel. I want to keep them on their emotional side of their brain, not think, which goes logical. That gives you more think it over, do more research objections. Now, when I ask this question, what it does is it gets the prospect to start internalizing that maybe it wasn't the company that this friend was with, maybe it was the friend, okay? So now I'm getting her to separate herself from the friend, and that maybe it was the friend not doing what they're supposed to do, not the opportunity. See what we're doing there? We're pulling that apart. I've got to be able to separate that for it to work. Now, I'm not really sure. Now, a lot of times when you ask that question, I'm like, well, I'm not really sure what they're doing. Well, is your friend like extremely wealthy themselves? Now, most of the time, most of the time they're going to be like, yes, they're extremely wealthy, all right? Typically, if people say like, oh, I got scammed by this and that, they're probably not a multimillionaire. Now, maybe they are, but typically if they're starting a business, like network marketing, affiliate marketing and stuff, more than likely they're probably not. Okay, so they're going to be like, well, no. So they're going to be like, is your friend like extremely wealthy herself? Or is she financially secure? Or is your friend like a multimillionaire or a millionaire? Well, no, she's not a millionaire. And then I'm going to say, can I make a suggestion? Now notice I'm going to say this in a concerned tone. Remember, my tone is how the prospect interprets the intention behind every question I ask. So if she feels I'm concerned, and I'm asking that, if I'm making a suggestion, she feels like I'm concerned for her situation, okay? I'm concerned for the consequences if she doesn't change her situation. And then I'm going to say, have you ever considered that, if you take financial advice from people who have no experience running a business themselves, and they're not financially wealthy themselves, that it might prevent you from ever finding your own business where you can have more time and make more money in your life? Are you okay with me saying that? Now, let's do that again. I'm going to show you what's called verbal pacing, okay? Because when you have questions like this, I'm just going to show you this within answering this objection, is this a scam? If I said this too quick, have you ever considered that if you take financial advice from people who have no experience running a business and are not wealthy themselves, it might prevent you from starting your own business and having financial freedom in your life? Are you okay with me saying that? Well, yeah, but still, I don't really feel like, and you're just going to get a knee-jerk surface level answer. I have to verbal pace this out so she has more time to internalize what I'm asking and saying. It causes her to think deeper about my question, and that's what you want. I mean, have you ever considered that if you, see how I'm acting concerned, that if you take financial advice from people who are not financially secure themselves, that it might prevent you from ever starting your own business where you can actually make more money and have more time with your family? Are you okay with me saying that? Okay, concerned tone. See how I'm pacing that out. Now, see how I'm getting her to think that if she takes financial advice from people who are not financially wealthy themselves, that she's going to be where they're at. How can you, if you take financial advice from people who don't know anything about financial freedom because they don't have it, how are you expecting to have it yourself? See, I'm getting her to acknowledge that to herself by asking her a question. If I told her that, it'd go where? One ear, out the other. You're biased, you're the salesperson. See what I'm doing there? Okay, I'm going to keep showing this. And then I could say, which now, she might say many different things. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to loop back around and I'm going to say, well, I mean, you tell me, are you going to be more successful in business taking advice from your friend who's not successful or wealthy themselves, or are you going to be more successful taking advice from someone who is successfully running the same business you're wanting to get involved in and already making XYZ dollars a year? I mean, in your mind, which person is going to give you the right advice for you to be successful as well? Now, see what I'm doing? I'm comparing. This is a comparing frame. I'm comparing the negative, which is this, to the, well, this is the negative, which is this. This is where she wants to go. This is where she is. This is where she wants to be. Well, you tell me, are you going to be more successful in business taking advice from your friend who's not successful or wealthy themselves? Or do you feel like if you took advice from someone who's already successfully running that same business and who's already making XYZ dollars, like in reality, which advice is going to give you the most success? And they'll be like, well, that advice of the person making more money. Well, hold on, why do you feel like it is? I mean, why not take financial advice from your friend and just hope and pray it works out one day for you? See, oh no, I can't do that. See, which person's going to help you make the most money? Yeah, I mean, okay. And then I might say, after they respond, I might say, yeah, I mean, that's like taking advice, because a lot of times they'll be like, well, no, I never thought about it that way. Yeah, I mean, that's like taking advice from a friend who's been divorced 4 times on what you should do in your relationship. I mean, how successful is your relationship going to be? And they're like, oh yeah, I never thought. Every time you go here, they'll always say that. I mean, that's like taking advice from a friend who's been divorced 4 times on what you should do in a relationship. I mean, how successful would your marriage be if you took advice from someone like that? Oh my gosh, I never even thought. Every time you do that, okay? Now, here is my suggestion. If you want to keep learning how to prevent objections like this from even happening in your prospect's mind, or you want to learn what questions to ask for your industry or for whatever you sell, my suggestion would be, if you're subscribing to this channel, do not share it with your friends who compete with you in the same industry. Like if you're in life insurance and you got a friend that sells for a competing company, you're going to share this YouTube channel with them so they can compete with you and learn how to sell more. You don't want to do that. So if you want to share, which I know a lot of you like to share with friends and family who might be in sales or business, only share this YouTube channel with people you know who are not competing with you in your industry, because I can assure you, you don't want them to know what you're going to learn from this channel. Okay? Hope that helped you today. Stay out of trouble. Take care.